All right, this lesson will be for Smarter Balance, Sbac book pages 3 and 4, starting with number 1. Go ahead and read this problem, unpack it, and then pause the video, unpack it, and then turn it back on for the solution. So you can see from my model, I did a part whole model. If 300 pounds of food each day for each elephant, there are 12 elephants. So the total there would be 300 times 12, and then you'd multiply that by the number of days, which would be 5 days. So it would be 300 times 12 times 5 days, which would equal 300 times 12 times 5. So I do compatible numbers. That would be 60, and 60 times 3 would be 180. And then I annex the 2 zeros to make it times the 100, so it would be 18,000 pounds. Problem number 2, go ahead and unpack that problem, come up with a model that works for you, and then solve. Pause the video and then resume to watch my answer. So in this, I'm going to say 2 bottles of juice a day for 15 days. So my model would be 2 times 15 to represent that. And then it says, I'm going to put parentheses around it, and then it says on the 16th day, so that's one other day, she bought 7 bottles. So I'm going to put the plus 7 bottles there. That would give you a total of 37 bottles of juice for the total. Go ahead and read and unpack this problem, pause the video, and then hit resume to see the response. So I've underlined the key details in the problem. Paul has sports trophies on shelves. He has 5 on 3 shelves and 2 on another shelf. So the best way I'm going to do this is I'm going to draw my shelves. So I've got 3 shelves and 1 other shelf. So he's going to have 5 trophies on 3 shelves and 2 trophies on the next shelf. So this pretty much outlines the expression that you're going to do. You're going to do 3 times 5, and then you're going to add 2 to that to solve your problem. The answer being 17 trophies in all. Read and unpack the problem, and then resume the video for the answer. So you can see I've outlined the key details. He has 3 miles a day for 17 days, and then on the 18th day, or one more day, he ran 5 miles. So I can put parentheses around the first part of the expression and then add the final bit of the expression. So 3 times 17 would be, using the distributive property, 30 plus 21. So it's 51 plus 5. So he ran a total of 56 miles. Go ahead and read this problem, unpack it, and then draw your model, solve the problem, resume the video to see the answer. So again, I've underlined the key details in the problem. You have 30 tokens, 8 more tokens, lost 6 tokens. So using that language to find out how many is left, identify the first part, take away the 6. That'd be the 30 he got when he got there, 8 more, take away the 6, and that would give me a total of 32 tokens. So they're just asking us to write this problem using words. It's not necessary to write the numerals in words. You can go ahead and just repeat those numerals. Go ahead and do that now. So remember that when you do a problem like this, you want to identify the operation. So that plus sign, really the smart way to say that is the sum. So you say the sum of 12 and 9/10, and is where you put the plus sign, 8. So that would give you a total of 20 and 9/10. Same type of problem here. Go ahead and write this using words. Remember that the smart way to say that is quotient, and the smart way to say that operation is the difference. So the way you write that is you first write the quotient to signify that it's a division problem of the difference, 8, and the difference of 7 and 5. Go ahead and unpack these problems and match your solutions. So I've identified the key terms. The first part is you're looking for an expression that has the sum of 8 and 2. And you can see here that that is the sum of 8 and 2. That is the sum of 8 and 2. That is not the sum of 8 and 2 because you have to do the parentheses first. That is the sum of 8 and 2. And that is not the sum of 8 and 2 because you have to do multiplication first. So looking at that, this was not correct because you do that first order operation. So that is not the sum of 8 and 2 multiplied by 6. That's the product of 2 and 6 plus 8. That is the sum of 8 and 2 multiplied by 6. So that is correct. That is not the sum of 8 and 2 multiplied by 6. That's the product of 2 and 8 plus 8. 2 and 6 plus 8. That is the sum of 8 and 2 times 6. So that would work. And that is the product of 8 and 2, and then adding 2 to that. So that is not the sum of 8 and 2. So I think only these two answers show multiplying the sum of 8 and 2 by 6.